In a world where crowds are everywhere, a world where you could never be alone, one man searches for solitude and finds it. Today on Walks and Wonders, Indiana Don and the Raiders of the Lost Park. In today's video, I'm going in search of solitude right in the middle of Stowmarket Town Centre, and obviously we're also looking at a little bit of local history. So begin today's walk down near Asda. We head down this little footpath towards the end of Crow Street and take it from there. This little triangle of grass here is known as the camping lands, which has nothing to do with tents and canvas. Camping was like an ancient game of football or rugby with virtually no rules, and if nobody died during the match they thought it was a good day. And it used to be like the size of a football pitch behind this wall, so this little triangle is all that's left, and Abbott's all reclaimed most of the camping land at some point, built this wall. This road here is known as Marriott's Walk, named after the Marriotts who lived at that big White House, I think, one time. We mentioned that in the video about the old cemetery, which I'll link to. We're now walking up Abbott's Hall Road, which comes up from Marriott's Walk to, I think this is Temple Road here. This is a great little walk if you just want to get away from everyone, and yet it's in the town centre. So we come to the end of Abbott's Hall Road here and turn left onto Temple Road. So we walk down Temple Road a little bit. We're looking for a footpath off to the right that goes down, I think, to Lockington Road. It's one that's easy to miss, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. I think it's just here. I'll give you some sort of location. Yes, so the footpath we're looking for is this one here, and it's next to 19 Temple Road, and whatever that is, and we'll go down here. All this is town centre, but you're really right away from people. If you're a bit too peopled out and you just want a quiet private walk, this is an ideal walk. And very soon we come to Lockington Road. We go straight over and continue on the footpath. You saw this little back alleyway is called Woodfield Lane. We're just going to go right to the bottom of here as far as we can. On this walk, we are in the centre of town, but you'll barely see anyone. You might see one or two on this footpath down here, but when we get further round, it'd be very rare for you to see anyone down here. I suppose it depends on what time of day you come. So just carry on. We're going slightly downhill now towards the River Rat. we get to the end here, we just follow the footpath to the left, thus. You've got some lovely hidden houses here, but you are in the town centre, but really tucked away. On this side it's our old friend the River Rat that runs into town towards Coombs Ford. We'll have a look at that. It was at one time a little secret hidden behind here, which I'll tell you about in a moment. At first we're going to come out at Coombs Ford on the Ipswich Road. So there is quite a lot of history here at this bridge, but I'll hand you over to Voiceover Man and he can explain it all. Thank you. Yes, Voiceover Man here. As the name Coombs Ford suggests, there was once a ford across the River Rat at this point, rather than a road bridge. If we look at the old tithe map here, we can see the ford, and the route taken by horses and carts would have been where the red line is, coming down a slope through the river and out the other side. As you can see from this old photo, courtesy of Steve Williams, there is a horse and cart mid-crossing actually in the ford, and that would have been the route that was taken. The tithe map also shows a small bridge which was probably a footbridge for pedestrians across the ford, and pedestrians would have taken the route of the Blue Line. The bridge at the crossing has been developed at various times, and according to the plaque on the current bridge, it was widened in 1842. As this old cine film shows, I think filmed in the 1980s, sometimes the river bursts its bank and Coombs Ford once again becomes a ford for everybody. The tithe map also shows an old mill just near the ford. This was known as Old Ford Mill, or more commonly Bolter's Mill. The owner of the mill was William Bolter back in the day, and that's where the mill got its name from. There's another very important bit of history connected to this area of the town, and that is that there was an open-air swimming pool here. In fact, there have been two. As you can see in this aerial photograph from Steve Williams from 1888 to 1935, there was a swimming pool that was not much more than just part of the river. And from 1935 to 1985, there was a more substantial outdoor pool with seating area on the opposite side of the bridge. All now sadly long gone. So on this footpath we've got Pikes Meadow on the other side of the river behind us. I think that was named after the garage. It used to be owned by Pikes over there. I think there's an old photograph of that here. And we just come away from the noise. There's a bit of a ghetto blaster there going on. Get away from the noise to this wonderful seclusion down here. I'm guessing this open area here is perhaps somewhere near where the more modern swimming pool was from 1935 till 1980s, I think. It was demolished. Obviously trees have all surrounded it now and it's overgrown, but when I first came through here the other day I had no idea this is where the old swimming pool was. You kind of have to just follow what you think is a footpath here. There's a visible track through, but certainly back there it's a bit ambiguous. But there's nature and solitude. And we're right in the middle of the town centre. Just got to seek out these hidden little footpaths. So this brings you out on the Relief Road. Just a little chat with a chap back there who's apparently watched the videos, which is good. Thank you very much for saying hello. If you do see me out and you're wondering about saying hello, do say hello. It's great to know who's actually watching the videos. You've got the end of Takers Lane over there, Relief Road. We're going to go down this bit of Takers Lane to the River Gipping. So we come here and cross the River Rat, and I'm just going to try and find, I think there's a little plaque about the gun cotton explosion which happened near here. So you'll come to this little T-junction. No, you won't. Hang on. Yeah, turn left there, pardon me, and then here obviously just outside what was the ICI, now PPG, I think. And it looks here like you have to turn left again. Actually we're going to go straight across. You're not going into the factory, but that this is a public footpath. So although you're behind the barrier and all the PPG stuff is in there, this is an actual footpath. So we crossed the River Rat a moment ago. This is the River Gipping, and again it looks like you're coming into the factory, but we're not. This is the footpath down the side of the River Gipping, so we're fine here. Let's just turn right onto the bank of the River Gipping, and we're actually going to go back that way, but I just want to show you something here that's worth a look, especially if you're new to the area. So this is a site where the infamous gun cotton explosion was, and there's an information board just here that is worth just detouring this way a little bit to have a look at. Just gives you a brief history of the gun cotton. So you could carry on all the way down there, you'll come to Needham and eventually Ipswich if you want to. I have done a walk video on that called the Gipping Valley Walk, which I'll put a link down in the description below. But today we're going to walk back towards Stowmarket down the River Gipping. Again, on that bit you look like you're trespassing on the factory, but you're not at all. It is a public footpath. You just see the River Gipping here meets the River Rat, or vice versa, whichever way you want to say it. So I'm going to walk down here back into the town centre. You've got the factory on your right, there's factory noises, but all this side, the river, and then there's sort of some wild land there. You've got all the nature. This can get a bit overgrown in the summer. I think someone's been down here strumming the nettles, so it's fairly open at the minute. So it does get more industrial as we go back into town on both sides of the river, really, but it's still, apart from the hum of something in the factory, it's very quiet down here. You occasionally get the odd duck quacking or moorhen, but really you're in nature, so it's all good. There is this mural on the new bridge. Gives you a bit of the history of Stowmarket. And a bit of graffiti here. Tells you about modern day Stowmarket. I do like a bit of vegan graffiti, even though I'm not vegan. There's a dragonfly there, but I don't think I'll be able to capture that. So back in the day, boats used to come up here, up the River Gipping. Before the railway came, the River Gipping was widened to get goods in and out of Stowmarket. Stowmarket being a big malt town, a lot of malt going in and out. Even today, your Maltesers, if you like them, other sweets are available. Every Malteser starts its life in Stowmarket. Interesting fact of the day. because even now there's Muntons that still deal with malt, but all the malt houses used to be in the centre of Stowmarket, and the boats used to bring stuff in and out of town down this little river. So eventually you'll come to the bridge for navigation approach that comes down from the Tesco estate into town, and if you live up that way you obviously can go up them steps there or up that footpath there, but I'm going to carry on a little bit more. So you can see this building behind me was clearly a Maltesers, tell by the shape and the various vents on the roof. And this whole area of the inside of Stowmarket was absolutely jam-packed with malt houses back in the day. It's one of the main products apart from gunpowder and gun cotton. And there's also basket weaving, but the number of malt houses, a lot of them have gone, but ones like this have been converted. This is a nightclub or a bar or something. So as you can see, we came out near the station. We've gone straight across the road. We're still on the towpath of the River Gipping, and we're carrying on down here. A little bit more noise and a few more people now, but not really on the actual towpath here. So this area near the Pickerel Bridge, which again used to be a ford as well, like Coombs Ford, is now a road bridge. The boats used to come all the way up to here into town. A lot of these old houses used to be pubs. We'll look at one. There's not many left, but there is one that still remains right here. Obviously the town centre's quite noisy, but we come into the relative calm of the parish churchyard, St. Peter's, St. Mary's. This is a great little walk if you're new to the area, but it's also a great little walk if, like me, you've lived here 30 years and you didn't know some of these places existed. So if you like the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and more importantly, click that red subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get notifications of new videos, and I'll see you in the next video.